Bonjour, Kinamagi and Nene Ireland Indigenous, and welcome to this week's edition of our Week at a Glance videos. This week featuring week 33. As we do in most episodes, we'll begin in our Google Classroom. This is accessible to students via any device that supports Google Classroom using their @sagchipschool.net emails. They can log in and show you what we're doing. They can log in and show you some of these attachments, many of which will be also emailed to you or shared in another way, but they're there and accessible in a quick spot if you need it. Looking at what we have featured, we have the newsletter. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's going home today. A flyer for our Neebing program. I'll talk about that momentarily. The Weemagiquad newsletter. That'll be our new education and Parks and Rec building that's going up just over yonder here. And you see some older content, including March's Weemagiquad, some older newsletters, the April breakfast and lunch menu. We'll begin here in our newsletter here. And the first thing that we're looking at is today is the first day of conferences. So all of our SEA classes will dismiss at noon. You should have received a schedule with a time for you to come visit the 5th grade classroom. Students are encouraged to attend. If there's a spot where we need to have a discussion with them not listening, I can always make some arrangements momentarily for them. But these conferences really are about them, the growth they made, where we want to go this last quarter, and that transition to middle school. If you could not attend at the time that was assigned, please let me know. We can schedule some other times. If it's going to be during the next 2 days conferences, you can call the front office. If you need to do a phone or a Zoom, you can contact me by replying to me at mireland@sagchip.org or mireland@sagchipschool.net. And be more than happy to facilitate a way to get this conference scheduled for you. Those reschedules can even include a phone or a Zoom. Just as a reminder, because of parent-teacher conferences and there being a half day, students that normally ride the bus to the gym after school should be picked up at SCA at noon. That will also be the case on next Wednesday, the 17th, as we have staff professional development. You can see a further reminder on the Mount Pleasant Middle School documents. We will be visiting Shepherd shortly if there's still some debate, but it doesn't mean you can't start the process here and have it ready. Particularly that K-12 document is going to work no matter which school you choose to attend in the fall. Another reminder that if your student's bored, remind them 20 minutes of reading a day is going to benefit them academically. Doesn't have to be school books. In fact, it's probably better if it's not. Let it be something they're interested in. We just want to promote reading. We advertise it for our SCA webpage and app. It's definitely worth it. I have it. What are we learning next week? We're going to continue in a chapter on measurement. We'll be looking more at metric next week. I do encourage students still to develop or purchase some flashcards with multiplication and probably division as well. That's not really so much as a concern for 5th grade, but it's something they can work on even over the summer with the much higher standards of things as you get into middle school math. We don't want them to get stuck on multiplication that they can memorize if they need to, and be that way one less concern for them. Language arts, we're continuing selections relating to people and places around the world. Social studies, we'll be looking at the Articles of Confederation and why they turned out not to be the best setup for our new government. In science, we're continuing with our chemical magic unit and how to identify which common foods are acidic. And you can see a reminder on electronics and some language that kind of is generally based off of what we're doing academically. Looking at the learning plan for next week, it's going to be a means to the end that I just discussed in the newsletter. You can see this is the half day there. This is a good document to ask your students, like, hey, how was that free ride? Or what'd you learn in math? And have an idea of what we're going here. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. One program here in the education department that I actually enjoy is the Nebing program. It is capped, so there's not a lot of space. So if you're interested, jump in on it now. Maybe leave this conference and go right over to the education administration office that is right across the parking lot, essentially. For the low price of $75, there's 5 weeks of programs, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. Students who are currently in grades K to 5 and eligible for K-12 services. You do not have to be an SCA student. The majority of students aren't, but if you're going to be one of my 5th graders getting the opportunity to enjoy the Nebing program, I do recommend that you go grab the form after you leave our conference here. If you have questions or need more information, please contact Deb Smith, and here is her contact information. And then just showing you the WeMagiQuad newsletter. You can read this, and I'll attach it to the email as well. See the address of the new school. It's kind of neat to see. I'm a tentative first date here. You get information about the program. See some of our staff. We visited the building again recently. Obviously not as warm of a day as it is today. And then you have some contact information down here at the bottom. With it being conferences, I will be sending this email out this morning. I look forward to seeing everyone at conferences. Like I said, if there's a reason that you can't, please reach out. We will find a way to make sure that we can have these conversations about your students' academics and where we're going next. So reach out to me at mireland@sagchipschool.net or mireland@sagchip.org. Be great to see you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.